After weeks of traveling through treacherous terrain, the team finally reached the entrance to the sorcerer's lair. They had to cross a raging river, climb a steep cliff, and navigate through a dark, winding tunnel to reach it. But when they finally emerged from the tunnel, they found themselves in a massive underground chamber filled with strange, glowing crystals. They could sense the sorcerer's dark magic emanating from somewhere within the chamber. The team cautiously made their way through the chamber, taking care not to disturb any of the crystals. As they drew closer to the source of the magic, they began to encounter powerful demons guarding the way. But the team was determined to press on. They fought their way through the demons, using all of their skills and knowledge to overcome the powerful creatures. Finally, they reached the source of the sorcerer's magic, a glowing orb pulsing with dark energy. The team knew that they had to destroy the orb if they were to have any chance of defeating the sorcerer. One of the team members pulled out a strange device and began to charge it with energy. When the device was fully charged, he hurled it at the orb, and it shattered into 1,000,000 pieces. The chamber shook with a deafening roar, and the demons began to howl in agony. The team knew they had only moments to escape before the chamber collapsed in on itself. They raced back through the tunnel and emerged into the daylight just as the mountain above them began to crumble. The team watched in awe as the sorcerer's lair was destroyed, and his dark magic was eradicated from the land. But as they stood there, catching their breath and taking in the destruction, they knew that this was only the beginning. The sorcerer was still out there, and he would not rest until he had his revenge. The team would need to stay vigilant and always be ready for the next attack. The team returned to the nearby town, hoping to find some rest and respite after their harrowing encounter with the sorcerer. The people of the town welcomed them with open arms, grateful for their bravery in ridding the land of the sorcerer's dark magic. As they walked through the town, the team noticed that something was amiss. The people seemed on edge, and there was an air of tension in the air. They approached a group of villagers and asked what was wrong. One of the villagers spoke up, "It's the Black Knight. He's been terrorizing our town for weeks now. He comes at night and steals our food and supplies. We're running out of options." The team exchanged a look. They had just defeated a powerful sorcerer, but they couldn't let their guard down now. They decided to stay in the town and help the villagers defeat the Black Knight. As they prepared for battle, a new character entered the scene. She was a fierce warrior, clad in armor and wielding a sword that glinted in the sun. She introduced herself as Lyra, a wandering adventurer who had heard of the team's exploits and had come to offer her aid. Lyra had fought many battles and was skilled in combat. The team welcomed her help and together they began to make plans to take down the Black Knight. As night fell, the team and Lyra positioned themselves around the town, waiting for the Black Knight to strike. It wasn't long before they heard the sound of hooves approaching. The Black Knight emerged from the darkness, riding a massive black horse. He was dressed in black armor, and his eyes glowed with a menacing red light. The team and Lyra charged at him, weapons at the ready. The battle was fierce, but the team and Lyra were able to hold their own against the Black Knight. They fought with all their might, determined to protect the people of the town. Finally, with a final blow from Lyra's sword, the Black Knight fell from his horse. The team and Lyra approached him cautiously, ready to finish the battle. But as they drew closer, they saw that the Black Knight's armor had cracked, revealing a familiar face beneath. It was the sorcerer they had defeated in his lair. The sorcerer grinned up at them, "You may have defeated me once, but I will never stop coming back. My powers are too great for you to contain." The sorcerer grinned up at them, "You may have defeated me once, but I will never stop coming back. My powers are too great for you to contain." And with that, the sorcerer disappeared, leaving the team and Lyra standing alone in the night. They knew that the sorcerer would come back stronger than ever, but they were ready for whatever lay ahead. The team decided to stay in the town for a few more days to help with the aftermath of the sorcerer's attack. They worked alongside the townspeople to repair the damages and clean up the debris. They also visited the local market and tried some of the delicious food that the town was known for. One day, while they were taking a break in the town square, a new character caught their attention. He was a tall, imposing man with a stern look on his face. He walked with purpose and seemed to be in a hurry. As he approached the team, he introduced himself as the town's mayor. He thanked them for their help and asked if they would be willing to stay a little longer to investigate some strange occurrences that had been happening in the town. The team was intrigued and agreed to help. The mayor led them to the outskirts of town where several houses had been ransacked and their owners were nowhere to be found. The team searched the houses for clues and discovered that some sort of dark magic had been at work. They found strange symbols etched into the walls and floors, and the air was thick with an ominous energy. As they continued their investigation, they encountered a group of townspeople who had been possessed by the dark magic. The possessed townspeople attacked the team, but they managed to fend them off. They soon discovered that the source of the dark magic was a group of rogue sorcerers who had been terrorizing the town. The sorcerers had been using the possessed townspeople to do their bidding and were planning a large-scale attack on the town. The team knew that they had to act fast. They gathered their weapons and set out to confront the sorcerers in their hideout. As they approached the hideout, they could feel the dark magic growing stronger. They charged forward, determined to put an end to the sorcerer's reign of terror once and for all. The team knew that they were outnumbered and outmatched. They could try to fight, but it would be a losing battle. They had to be smart about this. After a moment of tense silence, the hunter stepped forward. "We're not here to cause any trouble," he said, his voice steady and calm. "We're just passing through. We didn't mean to cause any offense." The leader of the group eyed the hunter skeptically but eventually nodded. "Very well," he said. "But you best be on your way. We don't take kindly to outsiders coming into our town and stirring up trouble." The team nodded in agreement and quickly made their way out of the town. As they left, they couldn't help but feel a sense of disappointment. They had come so far, only to be turned away at the last moment. But they knew that sometimes discretion was the better part of valor. They would regroup and come up with a new plan, one that wouldn't put them in such a risky situation. As they made their way back towards civilization, the team discussed their options. They needed to find a way to defeat the sorcerer once and for all, but they couldn't do it alone. They would need help, and they would need a solid plan. But for now, they were content to lick their wounds and regroup. The journey ahead was long and treacherous. The team retreated back to their base, their heads filled with ideas and plans. They knew that they couldn't give up on their mission to stop the sorcerer, but they also knew that they couldn't rush into another confrontation without a solid plan. They spent the next few days strategizing and gathering information, reaching out to contacts in the paranormal community and conducting research on the sorcerer's past. And finally, they came up with a plan. Their plan involved infiltrating the sorcerer's inner circle, posing as new recruits eager to learn his dark arts. It was a risky plan, but the team knew that it was their best chance at gathering intel and taking down the sorcerer from within. They spent weeks training and preparing for their roles, crafting elaborate backstories and perfecting their dark magic skills. And finally, they were ready.